Hello, happy Tarot Tuesday. Welcome back. It's me, Chelsea, your tarot reader. And as always, I'm happy to be here. So today is September 14th, 2021. Don't worry if you're seeing this video later, keep watching for whatever message it needs to bring you. And for my people who've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we're going to do the lights and shadows spread with the Moonchild Tarot. So we're this is our last week of Virgo season. Next week we're getting into Libra season guides because we're like the day before Libra season. So I want to do Libra season guides next week. And next week on the 20th, I think we also have the Pisces full moon. I usually like to do this spread for a full moon, so it is a little early because I want to do guides next week, but we're gonna do it today. So can't wait. I'm using the Moonchild Tarot. I've got my postcards here if we need any clarifiers, and then I've also got the goddesses. I think I might pull a goddess at the end. I usually just like her, support after the lights and shadows spread. So our spread is mind, body, spirit. We're digging down into levels of awareness, looking at masculine, feminine, and then the harmony between the two. Our thinking, our feeling, and our being. Okay, these three levels of awareness. Then we're going to look at the light. What are the positive energies we want to pull in? What do we want to be stepping into and moving towards? And then we'll look at our shadows. So what are the things that might be haunting us that we need to pull the sheet back from and take a look at? So that's our spread, and we're just going to dive right in. So in the position of mind, okay, we're starting strong, guys. All right, in the position, I'm dropping things, go. Man, all right, in the position of mind, we're pulling Judgment, Major Arcana. In the position of body, we're pulling the Five of Pentacles. In the position of spirit, we're pulling the King of Swords. In lights, we're pulling the Knight of Cups. And in shadows, interesting, we're pulling the High Priestess. Are we stressed about something out there, guys? Like, how are we doing? It's like, I feel like September, it's like you have to it's like summertime was kind of chill, and then September comes and it's not as chill anymore. So are we feeling not chill? Is that what it is? So Judgment's an interesting card. For me, for a lot of people, I feel like, the word judgment holds a lot of meaning. I was not raised particularly religiously, thank you to my mother, but my dad's side of the family was Catholic, and I feel like, just when it comes to church and religion, we hear judgment and we think of Judgment Day, the day that it's going to be deemed if we're worthy, right? If we can enter the kingdom of heaven and all that stuff. And other things come up with judgment too, right? I feel like it's usually a negative connotation. It's usually something that you're passing on somebody else. But for me, with the Judgment card, this is the tarot, right? And we're here to look into ourselves. It's a mirror to reflect back at us. And to me, Judgment in the position of mind feels like we are shitting on ourselves for whatever's happening. That's just what's coming through. You are the one who has to look at yourself in the mirror every day. You are the one who has to live with your choices and your actions. And you are really the only one who can determine what is right, what is good, what is bad, what is right for you. That's really the message that I feel from Judgment most often. And so in the position of mind, I'm just wondering, what are we, it feels negative. I don't want to tell you, I don't think you're doing a bad job. I think you're telling yourself you're doing a bad job is what feels like is coming through with Judgment right now. I'm gonna pull a clarifier and see what we can. Shuffle these, I think so. Magic is either everything or it's nothing. You either trust what you're doing or you don't. And if not, why? You have to believe that there's a reason you're doing what you're doing, or else why are you doing it, right? So what is it that we're all wrapped up in our mind about? And maybe that'll become more clear as we dive further into the reading, but that's kind of just where I wanted to start. Like I said, it feels like we're being mean to ourselves. It feels like we're being negative. and it doesn't always necessarily, judgment isn't always a negative card. Sometimes it can be great, but that's just kind of what seems to be coming through. Kind of especially with this other stuff too. So, and then we dive into body, we dive into feeling, we dive into the Five of Pentacles. And for me, the emotion that I associate with the Five of Pentacles is one of fear. It's one of scarcity. If you look at, how it's depicted here in the Moonchild Tarot, you can see, she's naked and afraid and alone, right? And fives are conflict, their instability, and their inner suit, which is our security, right? Our money, our environment, our home is the Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is fear, it's scarcity, it's what's going on. And this is in the position of body, of the physical, of how we're feeling. Gosh. And then when we get down into spirit, we have the King of Swords. And our King of Swords is he's the dad who knows where your birth certificate is, knows where your social security card is. Like, when you fuck up, he's gonna fix it. He might not necessarily be the most affectionate, but he loves you, hopefully, because of his actions. He's really smart. He's like the genius of the kings, of the fathers, right? He's got the solution. He's got a very analytical brain, but he's also flexible. He's this combination of strength and flexibility, because it's air, right? It's mental. It's not rigid. I feel like we need to call in a little strength of mind. I don't feel like we need to detach from our emotions, which can be a King of Swords thing, but with the High Priestess and the Knight of Cups kind of flanking our reading here, I feel like avoiding feelings is a very situation. But the King of Swords, he's gonna be like, listen, just look at this shit objectively. What are the facts? Because we're living in this kind of fear and judgment space, but we don't have to. What are the facts? Look at them honestly, and then what are you spiraling about? So if the facts are ABC and we're being like, well, if it's ABC, then maybe it could be XYZ, but it's not. It's ABC, right? You're taking ABC and making it into something that it's not. And we want to call in that King of Swords, this kind of resolute mind, this ability to look objectively, okay, what is actually here? What is actually happening? And where's my creative solution? I'm not going to spiral into all of the worst case scenarios. He's going to know what the worst case scenario is, but he's also going to know what the best case scenario is, because that's where he wants to go. This is Steve Jobs, this is Elon Musk, right? He's trying to go to Mars, right? And so he's got to know, okay, what are my obstacles in getting there, just so I am aware of them and I can work past them. But then I'm gonna work on, if I want to achieve this, how am I gonna get there? Okay, he's not gonna devote all of the time to the obstacles. Their consideration, we gotta have our bases covered, but that's not where we live. We don't live in the obstacles with the King of Swords, okay? Okay, so then let's check in with our lights and shadows and the Knight of Cups in lights. And so this is what we're really needing, right? This is what we need to embrace. And the Knight of Cups, he wants to serve. He wants to hold you and love you. And he's definitely the most romantic of the knights, right? Of the sons. He's gonna be the one who shows up with the guitar at the party and, be in his feels, and he really wants to serve. I always like to say he's probably very good in the bedroom because he's just aiming to please. So he's here. He's our knight in shining armor. He's on his black steed. But you are your knight in shining armor, really, right? Maybe this represents a person. Maybe there's a person we need to chat with, to interact with, to feel this support and kind of pull us out of whatever this mind-body energy is. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's just an energy that you need to call in for yourself. He's a lad, and what's the line? Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide. That is the quote I have in my book when it comes to the Knight of Cups. So as we're in this, space of fear and overthinking and analyzing, the Knight of Cups wants to come remind us that, okay, we can be the objective King of Swords, but we also need to bring in a soft, okay? We need to be soft with ourselves. We need to just remain open. And it's good to have boundary, right? Like we can pull in Cancer energy. It's good to have that shell to be protected, but on the inside, we must also be soft. We must be willing to feel and, get in touch with that part of us. That's what do I really want? How is this, how is this feeling? And so down in our shadows, we see the High Priestess. And as we approach the full moon in this coming week, the full moon is a time when the veil is thin, and she sits in front of the veil and wants you to be able to walk through it. She is the goddess of our subconscious, of the unconscious, of our intuition, and she wants you to go there because it seems like whatever is going on, mentally and with our, body and our healing is because of some shadow. She's playing with the shadows. She's friends with the shadows because she knows we can only learn from them, but we must be willing to do so. Otherwise, they'll just stay there and haunt us. I was writing the other day, and what came through was our shadows. They look dark and scary, but they really want our attention. They want us to provide them with healing and light. They really do. They want that. But if they don't get it, they're scary. And we can choose to be friends with our shadows. We can choose to look at, maybe it's actions of the past that didn't end up so well, or I don't know, whatever, but we must be willing to look and interact with them. Otherwise, we're going to be up here in this place where we are right now, where we're shaming ourselves and judging ourselves and not trusting ourselves. That's what it is. This feels like a real lack of trust, and we don't want that. Okay, Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others to more time and energy. We talked about this a little last week, I think, with the Page of Wands in our present. Are you saying yes out of fear? Like, if I don't say yes to this opportunity, like, where else am I going to get this money? That's exactly what this feels like, right? Like, if I have to say yes to this because it's money and I need that. But what if you said no and there was another opportunity that aligned with what you actually wanted to do and paid you more money? But you won't know if you don't have the proper boundary. You won't know if you say yes because this is the only thing you can see, because there won't be a space for that other thing to come in. That's exactly what she is bringing to me right now. All right. Sometimes the tarot just drags us. I feel like we haven't gotten dragged in a while. So she had to do it. She had to do it before the full moon, before we transfer into the fall, right? And in the fall, and we're going to just start releasing and all that. So she says, get ready. All right. Well, thank you for being here. I love you guys so much. Happy Tarot Tuesday. If this resonated, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Down in the description, you'll see all the links for personalized readings, my free resources, and my book that I mentioned, Lights and Shadows. And please join me over on Instagram at Chelsea K. Mancini every single Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are live doing the Lights and Shadows spread for a free reading for the collective. And I hope to see you there.